Women will have abortions whether you punish them or not. And so punishing them doesn't really solve the problem.
Yes, I guess. I have an idea of what that means.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pro-life.
I'm pro-choice.
I guess I'm pro-life, pro-choice rather.
I think I'm pro-life.
In terms of my profession, of course, I'm pro-choice.
Bit of a tough question.
I think that abortion should be legal because people are going to abort babies anyway.
Should be legal because if you ban abortions, you are only banning safe abortion.
When we talk about abortion, most times we just talk about it in the case of two unmarried people. But there are married people that actually have to do abortion. Sometimes medically, you might need to flush a baby out.
So there is no point in having this as illegal and having people endanger their lives doing something that could have as well been done in a safe, healthy space. I mean, people aborted babies before all these things. People will still abort babies tomorrow and every day after that. So why not make it legal and safe to at least protect the mothers?
Yes.
14 years.
Yo, seriously.
I'm just sharing that.
I think it's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
I think the punishment is harsh.
I think it's too harsh.
Of course that's too harsh. 14 years, not your uterus, bro. It shouldn't be your problem, to be very honest.
First of all, I've noticed that in Nigeria, everybody is anti-abortion until somebody's pregnant for a married man and it's like, why didn't she abort it?
Women will have abortions whether you punish them or not. And so punishing them doesn't really solve the problem.
Instead of putting women through crude abortion mechanisms, like, I mean, I hear people use hangers and, I mean, insidious things for abortions. Why not just create a healthcare system that actually protects people that don't want to have babies?
It's just convenience. They don't actually care about the quality of life these children are going to have. They don't care about life. They just care that women don't get to make those decisions about their bodies.
People don't want to have babies. Don't force them.
Because there are a lot of things that influence people's decision to go for an abortion. Obviously, I'm pro-life, so, but then I think until you've walked in another person's shoe, you really can't say what must have been going on in their mind. People don't just wake up and just decide to have an abortion.
Nigeria has one of the highest rates of unsafe abortions. Women are constantly dying because they went to have an illegal abortion, something went wrong, they can't go to the hospital because when they go to the hospital, they're going to ask, what did you do?
So I feel like for me, and I said, like, my faith is like a big deal to me, but like the separation of church and state, I'm also a doctor, so I know how to separate like my personal beliefs from my job.
I am all for the separation of state from religion because, first of all, not every Nigerian practices the same set of religious principles. I mean, there are vast and various religious practices going on in the country, and it is unfair to people who are both religious and irreligious to make laws based on these things.
Our constitution is outdated, it's colonial, it was created by white people that were trying to control your population because they needed work people, they needed slaves, they needed work horses, and so being able to control whether you could have children or not meant that they couldn't have workers, so they banned abortions.
A lot of religious sentiments were put into building up the constitution as Nigeria.
And 100 years later, our stupid legislature is still holding on to those laws and trying to justify them with, oh, but I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. How does that have anything to do with my body, like, or anybody's body? Like,
For the terms of like criminal, like a penal code and what is a crime, you can't rely on people's religious beliefs because there are so many different religious beliefs, like it doesn't really help. And this becomes an issue where we have a growing population in Nigeria, loads of people are having children. Children they do not want, children they cannot support, children the government's not going to help them take care of. These are the people who end up like in all these sad stories where it's like, oh, a 5-year-old was hit by this and that and nobody even knew for days, things like that.
I mean, the fact that there's broad stream moral, there's like a broad stream moral compass. There are things that are right and wrong, but I don't think that letting religion dictate the state of affairs of a state or a country is the best thing to do, to be honest. It's a personal thing, so you don't have to drag all of us on that bandwagon.
Okay, let's look at it in this way. If you kill a pregnant woman, you'll be charged with double homicide. So you're killing 2 persons. It's practically the same thing that you have somebody else who has a difficult choice to make, but then you have somebody else who really has no choice in the matter. So if you're saying I'm pro-choice, yes, it's your body, it's your choice. However, you also have to think of this other person who has made no choice. So I think to a certain extent, we need to protect the defenseless.
Women can choose to go on birth control. A lot of women are on birth control, and birth control basically is a woman taking autonomy over her body and saying that I will not produce eggs. I will not even start the process of fertilization. If we're going to go there, then the eggs should be sacred as well.
I feel like that's a very ethical gray area, and in theory, I get what they're saying because I believe that life begins with conception. However, not everybody believes that.
People say that a fetus is sacred. Like when a woman has a miscarriage, why don't we take it with as much seriousness as you do when a woman has an abortion? Like women have miscarriages and nobody has a national protests, a remembrance day for the fetus. Nobody has some kind of plaque where they put all the possible names of those. Like why are we choosing that, okay, because this woman had a hand in the miscarriage, we're going to, make it a big deal?
I think when it comes to that point, you need to step out from what is obviously your right. You need to consider that there's also somebody else who has no voice to speak for him or her. And there are other options aside abortion. You could have the baby, there are adoption agencies, there are a lot of other things that you could look at it. So if everybody goes and says, oh, because this has happened, there are a lot of things that could lead, it could be a sexual abuse, it could be rape, so many things could lead up to you being in a situation where you feel that, okay, I don't think I can handle being pregnant or bringing a child into the world. But there are other options other than abortion.
And so I think we should investigate choice. Why are we so obsessed with women having choices? Why?
Nigerians, religion, different things have a way of policing women and telling women what to do with their bodies. I don't think there are as many religious or any other rules, moral rules, basically, with what men should do with their bodies as much as what women should do with their bodies. So yeah, I feel like really that's where all of this is coming from.
It's funny that a lot of men actually force women to have abortions. I wouldn't say it's about controlling women's bodies, but it's about controlling women's bodies in situations where it is beneficial to the man. People force women to have children to police their bodies. People force women to have abortions to police their bodies. The fundamental idea is that choice for women is being policed. So I think limiting it to just, oh, women can't have abortions because they want to control their bodies kind of reduces the larger picture. It limits the larger picture. It limits the bigger challenge, which is women need to have their choices respected, whatever they choose.
I don't think women, I don't know, but I don't think women abort babies just because they want to abort babies. There are so many reasons they're making that decision. So, there's no need to bring another human being into the world that's just going to suffer. Why do you want to give birth to a baby in Nigeria or anywhere else? The world is trash.